Yeah, no, 100%, man. It's like, if you're looking at Gurlanda, for example, I mean, he's already qualified for the for the Tekken World Tour. Look at him there. We have the profile, looking very, very crisp. Looking, this guy could be a model, man. Look at this, beautiful. But from Bulgaria, favorite character back in Tekken Tag 2 used to use the Roger, the Ganru. Started playing a long time ago. I remember, when I was in Amsterdam, actually for the first time in 2014, I saw him for the first time with Tishimon, who is the player that's influenced him the most. And of course, he loves traveling. And now with the family, he's a family man. He's a dad, traveling with his cute daughter Cassandra to all these little different tournaments, man. You love to see it. But he was first in the ranking. That's why he's up there. Winning the Clash of the Olympians Dojo Prime, I think, is what netted him most of those points in Greece offline tournament. So he's in good nick, man. And of course, Katarina is a dangerous character, Rip, especially now.
Yeah, this is a character that you've used in the past as well. So good to see her, being represented so well out here. The change to that full crouch low being only minus 14 now is a solid change that helps her out a bunch, I bet. Yes. Also, the Harrier stance jumping low that they gave her, that move is very frustrating to deal with, it just helps on top of everything else she's got from Harrier stance. But you see here, played since 2010. I didn't realize, he was sort of the middle of the road from everyone else there. But here we see Frizen from Poland. Steve Fox player, started playing way before Gurlanda, way back in 2006. Also started playing in Tekken 3. Favorite player that most influenced him is Gajda. I hope I'm not butchering that name. And his hobby is sports. Frizen with this top Steve Fox player. Steve Fox, I think one of the more underrated characters again. I feel like I say this about a lot of characters now in Tekken 7 because across the lifespan of the game, so many characters used to be looked at as very strong, and now they're just kind of like, oh yeah, they're just another average character, which in Tekken 7 means another very good character that's not the best.
Yeah, no, literally. I mean, we've seen so many times now in tournaments that even the characters that people consider to be low tier are putting in big work. So, in the hands of someone like Frizen, that Steve Fox is very dangerous and has been for a long time. When we think about Steves in Europe, you think about Doug from Paris, you think about Hyde a lot from Germany, and of course Frizen is in the mix as well, right? So, you think about the top Steve players, and he's got the fundamentals, man. He's a very solid player, but he's always been shy, Rip, of that, that big international win. So for him, he's in a great position right now to potentially qualify for the World Tour. Look, he has to go up against Gurlanda, who's been in that position before. He's had to play against some of the best players in the world. He played double in that grand finals, and I even think that he was on the loser side too, but still managed to make it in. So, I mean, Gurlanda is definitely, I would say, our favorite to do this, but Frizen, he's in a position to do something big for himself today and qualify. And for Poland, Poland is a very passionate scene.
Yep.
And they have been playing for a very, very long time, organizing tournaments since even Tekken 3. So, it would be big for that region if they get a player in.
It would be amazing for that region, especially. And Gurlanda, you mentioned, he did qualify for TWT finals in the past. If I'm not mistaken, he made it through the LCQ, did he not?
Yeah, 2018 LCQ.
Right? Yeah, that was a very, very difficult tournament, offline especially. I remember that tournament was crazy. And that was also in Amsterdam at the LCQ that he won. So Gurlanda here, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to go through that LCQ path again. If he has a choice, he's just going to win here in this top four, avoid that entire bracket. The good thing about that LCQ this year, though, is that it is 3 players that will qualify out of it, which is a pretty big deal. I feel like that's something that we haven't really seen in the past. Most LCQs that we've had, they've always been just the top 1 player makes it through. But here it's like you just got to make top 3. And it feels so much easier, but at the same time, it's not going to be easy at all.
No, it's not going to be easy, especially with the way that the community has grown, not only in Europe, Europe, we have so many more strong players now, but all around the world, I feel like I'm seeing names pop up in Asia, America as well, North America, so many people that are likely to come down. You mentioned it yourself, Rip, 256-man bracket, and with the level of the scene at the moment, especially in the latter stages of Tekken 7, now that people have really got to figure out their characters and everything and the tech, people have not been as strong as they have been right now, man. So it's going to be difficult. You definitely want to qualify now and try to avoid that LCQ.
I think the crazier thing to think about is when you look at the very beginning of Tekken 7, you had all the Team Yamasa guys like Nobi and Yu and Take, all of them were doing so well. And you look now at the end of the lifespan of Tekken 7, they're not really placing as high as they used to, right? You've got new come-ups like Pina, who at the beginning of Tekken 7 wasn't a name that people were as familiar with. So I do think that I agree with you there. The new players are stepping up now towards the end of the game, and it makes sense. Every time there's a transitional period between games, that's when the new players start to rise and they really make a name for themselves in that next game. So let's see what happens here. This could be Frizen's day. He's got to do it by taking out Gurlanda. Here we go. Winners final to kick off the Eastern Europe regional finals for TWT.
Yes, man. First to 3 action here as well. And it's going to be the Katarina versus the Steve. I'm actually surprised that Frizen would go for the Steve here. But, you know, this has historically been a very bad matchup for Steve because of the threat of the 4-4-4 counter hit and the full crash low, which can't be launched. But even, despite all of that, Frizen, you know, he's looking nice in his first round. He's got a 22 win streak, man. Who's he been beating up?
He's been warming up here, man. He's letting Golanda know it's a good online tournament strategy. Get that win streak up and just strike intimidation to the heart of your opponent immediately from the get-go.
Oh, yes. Absolutely, man. Oh, the hop kick. And Golanda is so good at doing that, man. Just finding the little place to put that hop kick in, and that is going to be the round, even with that huge life lead Frizen had. Threw it away, man.
You know, and I always think of Katarina as a character that's very strong with walls because of that rage drive, but is it also very strong in an open stage?
I mean, yeah, Katarina actually does above average damage even in the open stage as well. I feel like, you know, Kat does big damage with the walls, especially because that new tailspin that we see there from the Harrier stance can get the walls very easily. But look at the damage despite that, you know, like Golanda.
Right.
Katarina definitely does not need the walls.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, you know, Frizen had such a good start in round 1, but right now it's all Golanda.
Yeah. You gotta be so careful if you're a Steve player, you know, to not get counter hit. The 4-4-4 from Katarina, the 11 frame counter hit. Oh my god, the rage drive clips him.
Yeah, Golanda was way off axis. I think he maybe thought he had sidewalked it already and just tried to hit a button to stop him, but too early. And here we have a chance for Frizen. Not gonna matter. 2 rounds up, Golanda.
Yeah, you try to go for the sway, but usually what you want to do in the against the Harrier stance is the sidestep right and duck. It beats so many of the options, and yeah, Frizen unfortunately not being able to do that. So 2 rounds up now, Golanda.
Yeah, and you know, I've tested out the Harry stance and trying to step it and block, etc., or try to step it and duck. But really, you have to be ready for the transition into Harry. If you're late on seeing her, once she's already moving, it's too late to step. You know, you got to know it from beforehand, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. We see him again trying to use that sway to work around the moves, but Golanda, he's in the driver's seat. But Frizen, can he get around on the board? Rage available now for Golanda. Gotta be careful now for Frizen.
Gotta be very careful. Uh-oh, full cross low, double rage.
Uh-oh. Careful, plus frames. Good break on the throw.
Breaks good. Your turn, Frizen. Where's the blue stub? Oh
No.
my gosh, it didn't even trade. Wow. Wow.
I definitely thought Frizen was going to win that one there, man, in that slow-mo. But the 3-3-3 coming in clutch. Golanda 3 rounds straight. Not the best start for Frizen. He's got to think hard now because that was on an infinite stage as well. You mentioned, Rip, that Cat does a little bit better on the wall stage. So big decision to make.
Yeah, that's a huge decision. And, you know, thinking about that ender, why did Golanda even do the standing 3-string?
It's
It
a
was
14
so
frame
far.
whip punish, you know? Like, I think...
There was no whip, was there? Was he trying to whip punish the jab? That was an interesting choice, and I really did think in that instance that Frizen was going to win the slow-mo battle, or at least have a trade situation. It was neither. It was just clean win for the 3-string. So yeah, Golanda off to a great start, and again, with the wall not being there, it is a very big decision for Frizen to make.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be feeling good about himself, Golanda. You know, winning on the Infinite. You know, he definitely came out on top in a lot of those situations. I know that Frizen has a strong Lars, but the question is he going to bring it out? You know, I think maybe he's been using the Steve a bit too much to think that the Lars could come out, but it'll be interesting if it does. Let's have a look. It's going to be the Steve, and we're going to the arena stage. So walls are going to be in play by Frizen's choice.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this top 4 is that every single set will be a best of 5 situation. So he might lose 2-0 with Steve and then bring out the Lars afterwards. That's a possibility, but we have to see how this game goes. The first round was closed, and then it just went 3-0 for Golanda. So we'll see how this one plays out.
Yeah, man, that low you mentioned as well, the full crouch down forward 4. It's so good because, you know, now it's actually been buffed in a couple of ways. It's in +3 instead of +1. And, you know, of course, -14, so you can't get as big of a punish as normal. But Frizen, though, doing a good job defensively.
Pick it up here. Yes.
He's got those.
He does. And almost got wall-to-wall combo there. Would have been nice.
No!
Get it out of here.
Is that going to be a clean wall splat, though? Is it going to be a clean wall splat?
It's clean.
Oh, that's
Oh my gosh.
He just can't close out around there, man. Like Golanda, as soon as he gets rage. It's got to be discouraging, for sure.
Oh, and he thought he had the counter right there, too. To be honest, I thought he did, too. And wow, right under the high. Beautiful.
All right. Good duck.
Yes.
Just don't get the launch. Nice.
Gotta be ready for those. Weird post-screw option there, just the Albatross, too.
Going for the full wall carry. Look at that. Delays the Harrier, but can't get the ender too much.
Uh-oh. He's gonna pay for that attempt.
He's got rage again, though, Rip. This is scary. Oh,
Oh,
no.
you called it! It's gonna kill, too!
Is it gonna
Can't
kill?
close out around. Yeah, it's gonna kill. Look at this. Oh,
Damn, dude, he can't close that around. What's going on, Gulanda? Too clutch.
oh my goodness. I mean, if you're Galanda, you gotta be feeling real good about yourself right now.
Was that 5 rounds straight now, Frizen? I haven't even got around on the board. I don't think so.
5 straight right now for Galanda. Big trade. There's the counter hit. Okay, Prison. Wait, the wall's in the way. Not again. Okay.
Nice.
I was concerned for him.
I mean, it's been looking scary for him, but he finally gets around on the board. Maybe that's all he needed just to get a bit of confidence. But Gulanda off to a quick start once again.
Stuck in the hair this time. Yeah, and if I'm Prison, maybe, lose a little bit of life first, Stop getting these big life leads and losing them. Mix things up a little bit.
No, definitely. I'm seeing a little bit more patience here now. Trying to walk into stuff. Good block on the low, no punish.
And no punch, but he got the back one countered afterwards because of it.
Masashi. Good Oki. Oh my.
The spring kick.
Oh!
Trying to backspring blow and the down two just reached the ankle in time. Final round, game 2.
This is huge. Massive, massive round, man. You don't want to go 2-0 down in this best of 3. Counter hit there into the stomp, guaranteed.
Uh-oh. Lucky.
Didn't confirm that. Sonic Fang. This is good. It could still go either way. Big whiff. Good punish.
Solid beat down to 4-4 neutral 2 there from Steve. Prison tiny life lead. Not enough to matter.
He's brought it back though. He's brought it back. Good duck on the down forward 1-1. No punish from Prison. Got to start getting those punishes in.
Yeah, at least
Every
the wild
little
standing
counts.
one.
Yeah. This way.
Yeah. Right sway 2s have been working pretty good for him.
Plus frames. Nice. Beating the Harriet again. The duck rage available.
Oh my gosh! What? What?
And that's gonna be
Explain that
dead.
to me, Spag.
Yeah, so in that situation when with the Harrier 1 after the back one, I mean it's so quick that if you try to do anything, you're gonna get counter. So that's one of those things. That's the reason why we have to sidestep and duck. Is the ducking part is to beat some of the lows, but that back one, the Harrier 1 too. So he got counter hit because he tried to interrupt the rage drive, and yeah, that was it. A match for
That's
Gulanda.
rough. That's rough. That Steve rage drive is so effective usually too. Like I thought, at least frame wise trade or something. Nope, just clean beat. Huh? Just frame wise, he loses out there. So that's a bummer for Prison. Down 2-0 here. Now we go to a game 3 situation where he does have the option of potentially bringing out that Lars, but I feel like the Steve has been close, right? All these rounds he hasn't been able to close out, but they're down to the wire. Steve could get it done here.
Yeah, and you said it yourself as well, Rip. I mean, a lot of these rounds, Frizen is starting off really strong, but just not being able to clutch out the end part of the round. So if you can start clutching out some of these rounds and, not getting hit with the counter hits and the rage hearts and stuff, then it could be completely different. This could easily have been a 1-1, but Frizen sticking with the Steve. I agree with it, actually, seeing that last match was very close. Can you bring it back? It's going to have to be a reverse sweep now.
Yep, and sticking on the arena stage here. Oh, beautiful. Sidestep left. Gets the hop kick punish from Galanda. And that's what you got to be doing, man.
Oh,
When you
interesting
see
combo.
those whiffs and you got the sidestep, you got to be able to launch punish.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm liking this from Frizen as well, man. He's kind of using the sidestep and the sway together to get away from the Harrier stance. It's been working, but needs to punish him though for it.
Definitely. He's also had a lot of really good flash ducks on these mid-high strings or high highs. He's really not pulling the trigger on the punishes, right? Like Steve's wild standing 1-2 wild man combo is a very, very fast, strong punisher. So, it kind of makes up for his lack of a fast launcher from Crouch, right? So you got to really use it when you get an opportunity to.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but he drops the combo again. That's not what you want to do if you're Frizen, man. Especially now, Gulanda's 2-0 up. I mean, he can afford to take some risks here, man. Just, he's throwing out the hop kicks. There's again the Carrier 1 counter hit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the pressure from Frizen, it's not really phasing Galanda. And man, Steve has such a hard time fighting from behind. And again, the single whiffs and Galanda ready out of range to punish with that hop kick.
Yeah, and that was a whiff punish on the back one as well, so that's not going to feel good if you're a Steve player. Set point now for Gulanda, looking so comfortable to move into the grand finals here for the regional finals.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the setup he has for it is, but twice in a row he's used it, where he just has a single backdash, and as soon as there's a whiff, the hop kick's ready to go.
Yeah, sometimes it'll be the down forward 1, sometimes down 4. I mean, we saw him do it so effectively at the LCQ in 2018 as well. It's one of the reasons why he beat Double. The back one counter hit to the jaw. There we go, Frizen.
Should have the wall here. Oh no, it's a little bit short.
Yeah. Okay. Is Is it going to be dead though? I don't think so. Down to one of the best round enders in the game. Frizen on the board. Stays alive.
Not over just yet, Frizen. Can you bring it back? You got all this data. And that was a down forward one to backdash, by the way.
Is it too little too late though, Rip? That's the question, man. Is it too little too late? The sidewalk left again. That is the way, that is the direction you want to step against Steve, but here's the counter hit.
Chu's hitting a lot of kicks.
Yes, sir. No fool, no wall spam,
Get on his
unfortunately.
wall. Hey. Resplat, yes. Not enough. Oh my gosh. Wait, she's got rage up. Walls in the way to save him.
Sidewall saved him. Uh-oh. Punish!
Not in range. What? So that's not guaranteed there, huh?
I guess not, man. It was a bit of a weird angle, kind of pushed Frizen away from Katarina and gets away from the up back four. 53.
Wow.
Damn!
That's how you're feeling, or was that input error? What do you think?
Maybe he tried to go for the down four. Maybe he just wanted to do the snake edge to beat the sway. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, Harry won all day.
He went for a back roll catch there. Frizen not falling for it. Come on, can you close out the round now? Can you close out the match? Frizen. Big whiff.
Beautiful. Yeah, Gerlando, man, he was overly ambitious there. Went for the full launch. But Frizen, what are you doing? What kind of combo was that?
Oh no. Don't tell me he's going to make another comeback at Gulanda with the rage. Nice start. And Frizen stays alive here. Beautiful comeback. That was that was 3 rounds straight, I think. Frizen, nice.
It was. He was down 2-0 there. But Galanda at the end there to close out. Like twice in a row. Come on, man. The first time you weren't even in range to connect. Second time, at least the first it connected. But you could have played a little slower. Maybe a little bit. I mean, the way that he won and made the comebacks when he was clutch in the first 2 games was he was slow and methodical. Here it's just like, throw it at the wall. Let's see if it sticks, you know? And no go. Not this time.
Nah, definitely not, man.